Hi, we're going to look at now the freight forwarders and how do you choose a suitable freight forwarders, or should you use a freight forwarder? Uh, Unless you have got a very large operations, I would suggest that you use a freight forwarder. Why do you use them? Because first of all, their knowledge. They know their business very well. They know the territories you are sending goods better than you usually. They have got a network of other forwarders which they work with. So if your goods are moving from one country to another country and another country, they have got agents around, so they make sure the goods are getting where they're supposed to get. They can handle your consignment, even if it's small. They consolidate it with other consignments, so they can reduce the cost of shipment for you. They they know all the rules and regulations usually, definitely from a country you're exporting. If they're operating from that country, they know it very well how to get it sorted out. Their agents on the other side, wherever is the receiving end, usually they know, they have got a similar knowledge about that country, so they can advise you before the goods are moved. They can handle multiple mode of transport, so if your goods have to go by truck to the port, then by ship to the next next port, and from that port by truck to the final destination. They can handle all of them. Their agents can handle it on the other end. Even custom clearance, they can help you with that, and so on. So I would suggest to use them, but how do you choose them? How do you make sure you've got the right one? But in every country there is an association which the freight forwards can be joined, and that would give some protections. Make sure that they are following certain standards. If anything happens to them, there is a association insurance to cover it, and so on. So in the UK is called British International Freight Association, BIFA. So make sure your forwarders are member of that. That would give you some quality assurance. Make sure they have got experience of handling your type of goods. Just ask them. You're going to sit with your freight forwarders, and it's like an interview. So you're going to say, have you handled live chickens, for example, because you are exporting live chickens? Or have you handled, shipment of strawberries? So whatever your goods are, you check to see if they have done it before, they know what it takes. Are they familiar with the country of destination? Have they worked with that country? Do they have a good agents locally there to handle the goods down there? Can they, if you need a several different mode of transport, have they handled anything like that before? To be successful, to have a good relationship, you're going to make sure that you understand each other very well, and you really sit down and talk about your requirements, and they should tell you about their abilities and their experiences. So you know who you're dealing with. You use always Incoterms to avoid any ambiguity. So the Incoterms we looked at earlier on is for that. Good. One of the things which I have to remind you here as well, labeling all your goods and documents. Now, most of freight forwarders have got software systems which actually can produce these labels for you to put them to put on all your boxes, and especially is a not a full container load. You need to be able to identify them from mixture of other products. So it has to be. There is a document called ECSI. That's Export Cargo Shipping Instructions, which it's actually instructions which you give to your forwarders to do a job for you. So this document would have a description of the goods, the routes which you have agreed to move the goods to move your goods on. Any special transfer requirement is done there. Any customs information is there, and this is like an instructions which you're going to give in a written form to your forwarders. It's not essential. There's no must. In my experience, I always pick up the phone, talk to my forwarders, and done it. But if anything goes wrong, the telephone conversation is not the best evidence. So having it in writing is very important. I think that's, as far as the trade forwards go, you can actually get references about them. You Google them, millions of them comes up. There are some famous one, a bit more expensive, like anything else, but it's more to build a personal relationship over time.